sorry for the delay. We'll also have the captain's skulks Brits coming up shortly. So just to get the ball rolling, Mzwandile Sticks is the assistant coach for the backs, along with Cecilin Colmy. We'll probably just throw it straight up for questions. I just ask that everybody put their hands up high. We've got microphones in the room, so we need to get the microphones. I'll just control the flow for the interpretation, and we can take questions straight away because we're on a very tight timeline for this. So any questions to begin with, please? One at the front here, if we can have.
Ashraf Mohammed from the Rugby News Service. Jason, after the game against the All Blacks, probably your best test performance so far. How do you follow that up against Namibia? I know you're going to come off the bench, but just what are your goals this time around?
Yeah, I think the test against the All Blacks, it's a match in the past. I think our focus is leading up into tomorrow's test against Namibia, and I think we had a good preparation this far. And yeah, it's not about me as an individual, but I'm sure this is really a team effort. And once everybody's on path, on the same route, and just want to execute the plan that the coaches implement for us, we just have to stick to that and then just work hard for one another. So yeah, we know the past is the past. We can't do anything to rectify that, but we'll focus on Namibia tomorrow.
Coach, with the team the Boxer picked, pretty attacking, quick team. Rassie spoke a little bit about Namibia being a quick team. Are you quite excited to see the Box play a quicker game than maybe they have before?
Yeah, we're looking forward to this game. We know the challenge, the Namibia team, they're going to give it to us. If you look at the balance in their team, they've got mostly players that are coming from South Africa and that played Currie Cup, they played Super Rugby, they played club rugby in South Africa, and they know our soul very well. So we know the challenge they're going to impose on us, where they're going to try and lift the tempo up and make sure that they keep the ball alive. So we're going to just make sure that we stick to our system and make sure that we're all connected. And the bigger picture for us is to make sure that we get better from the previous game we played against the All Blacks. There are a couple of things in our game that has let us down, but I think for this game, we're just going to make sure that we get better from where we left against the All Blacks.
Thank you. Sam from the Rugby News Service. Is this selection for the back row, is this something that you might use later in the tournament, or is it purely just for this game against Namibia?
No, listen, every player that's in our squad, anything can happen on a weekend where if something happens with the guys that played against the All Blacks. So all those players are in the squad to make sure when they get an opportunity, they take it. So once again, you'll never know what might happen maybe after this game or next week against Italy. But once again, if you look at the balance we've got at the back, Warwick Galant, which is similar player to Willie Leroux, when you give him an opportunity and give him space, he can punish any team. And Makazole, we know when it comes to him, and then also it's good to see Sbu also getting an opportunity. You know, we've seen what he did when we played against Argentina back at home. So once again, when it comes to our outside backs, I think all of them on a good day, they deserve to be in a squad, and also they deserve an opportunity.
Also meant with the back row and the flankers.
Or the Lucies.
Yeah.
Okay, in South Africa, when you talk about the back three, talk about the... No, I'm joking. No, I mean, the thing is, when it comes to, we know Skalk is a hooker, but he's a good footballer, so he was told even before we came to the World Cup that chances are if there's an opportunity for him to play at 8, so he will be given an opportunity. So he was up for the challenge, and he's a very exciting rugby player, and it's good to see also guys like Flo. He's been around, he's got a massive experience. It's good to see him also getting an opportunity. And if you look at Kwaga, the way, his background, where he comes from the 7 setup, so if you're saying Namibia, they're going to come and challenge us with the high tempo game, I think Kwaga is one of the best guys to be able to handle that kind of a pressure when it comes to the high tempo game, you know. So I think we've got a good balanced squad, we've got a good balanced team, and once again, I'm excited to see what the guys can do for us and make sure that we bounce back and get some positive results for this game.
Yep, we can bring
He's,
Scott
he's,
up
our,
to the
he's
table.
our team captain. He's always late, always late,
Hi everyone. Hi guys.
always late.
We go.
Right on time, so we have a full table now. I've got a question at the front here. Did you have a question, sir? Yeah.
Just think, how important will it be for you to look at different combinations in this game? The guys that didn't play.
Yeah, the thing is, we just, first things first, besides the combinations that we want to check, is to make sure that we put the numbers when it comes to minutes, the players. So if it happens, we make it to the playoffs, players, they don't get stale, and where you go to the playoffs and all of a sudden one of the players is supposed to start the game and he hasn't played any game. So the key thing is to make sure that we give them numbers and make sure that they get some game time. And when it comes to combination, I've mentioned it earlier on that if you look at the, more especially with our outside backs, if you look at the guys like Sbonkosi, he can play any game, even if you go to the playoffs, you know, but it's a matter of, it's an opportunity for him now. And unfortunately, we can't field everyone on the field, you know. If you look at all of them, they can play against any team, and they're very good. But it's good to see that also guys like Warwick Galan, they're getting an opportunity. Guys like Sbu, they're getting an opportunity, so that if anything happens when it comes to, you know, injuries are part of the game. So if something happens with the guys that are played against the All Blacks, and then we've got guys that are ready physically to be able to step up also in that challenge.
My name is Sadiq Shaban from China Global Television Network, Nairobi, Kenya. This goes to the players. I know rugby fans around the world be watching this one, but particularly in Africa, this will be special. It's called the African Derby. Already people are talking about it. From the players' point of view, speak to me about the pride of playing fellow African side away from home.
You go.
Scalago?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's once again, it's unfortunately we can't keep the calls in Afrikaans, so they can understand Afrikaans. But in essence, we want to put our processes in place. We had a couple of learnings against New Zealand, and we want to change a couple of things, and we're going to focus on that. The focus predominantly this week was us. We didn't know what team they're going to field, and hopefully we've learned our lesson against New Zealand, and the boys that's getting opportunity this weekend are looking forward to this game.
Now, I think we have a question here, yeah.
Skolk, what were the words Rassi told you to convince you to get out of retirement a couple of years ago?
It was quite easy. To be honest, to represent your country is a massive honor and privilege. And for me, to play for my country, I can always do an 8-to-5 job like Jean de Villiers, but I can't always play. So from my perspective, it's Cambridge and Remgro said, if you start working at 37 or 38, it doesn't make a difference. So go live your dream, and we'll see you a year later. So for me, it's so far a great decision. I've met new friends. We're in a growing path since last year, June, and it's unbelievable to be part of this group of players.
Yeah, down the back.
Scott, nice to see you again.
Hello.
When was the last time you played number 8, and how did it go?
Well, in general play, I'm mostly on the wings anyway. But playing as an 8, I played for the Stormers. I played 8 quite a bit before I moved to Saracens. So I would start at hooker and then move to 8 during the game or the second half when the game opens up. So from that perspective, it hasn't been in a while. But I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm looking forward to play with Kwacha and Franch and the loose trio. It's probably the shortest loose trio in world rugby, but we're looking forward to it, or I'm looking forward to it as well.
We'll go here and then we'll go here.
Skulk, just going back to coming out of retirement, was it placed in your mind back then that you might captain the Boks at a World Cup? I mean, was that dropped in early, or was it a kind of a gradual progression?
Not at all. When he spoke to me, I was sipping cocktails in Ibiza. So it was just an opportunity to be part of a group of players. And Rassi had a vision for this team. And what was nice about when I spoke to him while being in Ibiza was he said, come and join in June against England, actually, and see how it goes. You know, and then we can reassess after that if you want to be part of this group or not. Most of the guys I played against and with is sitting right here with John and Hugo and Ben and Shimmy at the back. So it's a younger generation. So for me, it was quite nice to see I can fit in and with these group of players. And for me, it was never about captaining. I wanted to play, of course, but if I can see this group of players get together as a team and the vision and strategic planning that Rassie had, then it was exciting to join the group. So from my perspective, it's unbelievable to see a group of players coming through, and where we were 18 months ago and where we are now, it's upward path. And I still believe we can do wonders in this World Cup. I mean, we a group that's learning and learning quickly.
Go ahead.
To Jason and Skalk, we've seen what happened Uruguay, Fiji.
Yeah.
It was quite a shock. And then you would think Namibia is probably the weakest team or one of the weakest teams in the pools. But how do you avoid that kind of situation? You certainly wouldn't want to be in that way, underestimating them or whatever.
Yeah, I think especially playing in a World Cup, every team's up for each and every game, and especially for us, we never look down on any team, no matter who we play weekends. We know that everybody's going to come out to get a win, and we'll just make sure that we focus on ourselves, because I think that's most important, and make sure that we can play the best rugby that we can. So yeah, we'll never look down on any team. We'll just take it game by game and make sure that we prepared as well as other teams.
And Russ has always been focused on the process, irrelevant of the result. We make sure that we are up physicality from a physical point of view and from a mental point of view. I've been involved in the group that lost against Japan, so I know that feeling when you should win and you don't. But from a team's perspective, the training was still hard this week, and it was intense. And that's just the way we prepare for it.
I think we've got time for one more question at the front here.
Coach, just a quick one. Are you guys looking at playing Cheslin at fullback during this game?
Yeah, Ches is our utility player. So when we selected him, even at the beginning, we knew that he's going to give us a couple of positions around. So if we get an opportunity tomorrow, we might give him an opportunity at fullback. But once again, it's very important for us to make sure that guys also like Warwick Gelan take out a lot of minutes behind their backs. So if it happens, we'll probably give him an opportunity. But anything can happen also at scrum half. He covers everywhere. So yeah.
Hopefully not Eithman.
So yeah, if opportunity comes, we'll probably give him an opportunity at fullback also. Yeah.
Okay, so Mzwandile, Cheslin and Skalk, thank you very, very much for coming to this pre-match press conference. Thank you very much, and we will have the Namibian captains run at 3:30 this afternoon.
Thank you.
So thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day.